Take one, multi-dimensional, you get me? Mad vibes, you get me?
Multi-dimensional.
Yes, sir. Intercontinental, cosmic.
Peace and power, family. You're now multi-dimensionally tuned in. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the levels of self. Right? I'll be explaining the higher self. Right? In the most detailed, layman, the easiest way to understand the higher self. So pay attention. What is the higher self? Where is the higher self? How can you control the higher self at will? How do we integrate the higher self into our life? How do you know when the higher self is functioning in your favor? All these many questions will be answered. But the first thing you must understand first is this, right? I like to look at it this way. There's 3 levels of self. The first one is the lower self, the second is the middle self, and the third is the higher self. The person you're seeing talking to you right now, you're seeing my middle self, right? The higher self, you already know, is the part of you which functions off of, you can call it the angelic frequencies, the higher part of you, the higher density state, okay? Your lower self will only be the lower density state, but in actuality, in order for you to connect with your higher self, you must understand your lower self, because your matter state, which is your middle self, wants to connect with spirit state. Understand the science is important. Now, the earth is like a school. It is a school, right? And it's crazy because you learn things in this school of the earth with your heart, right? You learn with your mind for sure, but you learn more under the control of your heart. It is firstly and most importantly necessary that I state this for you to understand exactly what I'm saying further. Now, the middle, right, the lower self is the earth. Your lower self is the earth. Your lower self is you in relation to the earth, relation to plants, animals. That is your lower self, Mama Earth. Mama, this earth, that's the lower self, right? Spirit. Before spirit moves to the heavens, it needs to go down. This is how spirit moves. Research. Spirit moves like this. It needs to go below the horizon and then above the horizon before it goes to the heavens. Right? In a very practical sense, this is simply, before you can access your higher self, you need to understand your lower self. What is your lower self? The lower self is your childlike nature. It's not complicated. You may watch so many numerous videos about what the higher self is, but I kid you not, this is the truth. Your lower self begins with your childlike natures. Now, I can look at someone right now and tell you if this person is vibrating from the higher self or not, simply by looking at, understanding to see first the feminine natures about this person. And yes, feminine energy relates a lot to childlike energies, right? If you don't know how to play, if you don't know how to be joyful, if you don't know how to say some wee-wee type shit like that, if you don't know how to actually be a child, this pulls the connection that you have with your higher self. In all sense, in all honesty, according to my life, right? I've always been a playful ass kid, bro. I've always been playful, bro. I'm 22, but I look at myself like sometimes I forget that I'm not 5 again. And that's how it's meant to be. You need to actually forget to be an adult. Stop trying to overly logically, analytically look at life with only the brain. We've been tricked to look at it that way. For thousands of years, it's been that way. But now you know better. So, it begins with your childlike natures. Embracing the part of you that is playful, that is creative, that is a child, then the earth will listen to you. Huh? Mama, she will listen. And then she will elevate you to connect with your higher self. I cannot explain it to you any simpler than this. So here is a problem. If you have a problem connecting with your higher self, then there's a problem connecting with the childlike nature about yourself. And then you might need, right? A lot of us have had that problem. Since the fall of Atlantis, we all lost connection with our higher self. But now, the Christ grid is being restored, right? As the days go by, right? And it's a fourth-dimensional thing. But the point is, the Christ grid is being restored. And this is fixing the connection. People are now starting to vibrate to their higher selves. It's taking a gradual process, but indeed it's working. And it has to work if you know how to be a child. Then, Mother Nature rather, will accelerate you to connect with your higher self. Because this is the thing, you can't beg. Nobody can teach you this thing. Life is a school. You have to take full responsibility to be your own teacher. Yes, you can have mentors. I have mentors, and I'm a mentor to many. Right? But those mentors, I use them as a motivation to make me move. As a catalyst to make me move from being, stagnated, to make a decision. To move, to actually vibrate towards my soul's, alignment in life. It would be impossible to actually gravitate towards your soul's purpose in life without the connection to your higher self. A lot of us don't even know what that is. Is it possible to disconnect from your higher self? Absolutely. I know many people, even who do what I do, who 1 second, this man, this child, the higher self, I feel that energy. The other second, bro, I don't even know who the fuck you is anymore. I don't know. It does happen. Some people just have that issue connecting with their childlike natures. But this is how you connect with your higher self. Now, story of my life. I ain't kidding. There is a lot of power. First things first, when you've realized and noticed about the fact that you need to embrace your childlike natures first. Now, the second thing now comes in. What do you understand about children when you observe their activities? Children are very imaginative. They are very believing, and they have faith. These three virtues are three virtues that can help any individual who wants to achieve greatness in life attract that into your reality. You don't even need to worry about how. All you need to do is to be able to imagine what you want, have faith, and believe in your higher self. Now, this is the story of my life. I've attracted so much things into my life, right? And it doesn't stop, and it won't stop, because I know the process. I experienced it for myself. I allowed myself to experience it. You understand me? When you meditate, that bliss feeling you feel, that's you actually communicating with your higher self. Your higher self don't speak to you with English. She speaks to you with your feelings. When you're feeling good for nothing. It be like that for me lately. All through today, I just be feeling good for nothing. Good. It's my higher self. Right? Because I'm always like, that's how y'all see me. I'm always in this state. I'm always happy, bro. But listen, I was able to manifest a lot of things in my life the very moment I established a connection with my higher self, on God. Right? And this worked in a very mysterious way, and it's still working. Your higher self has the ability to provide protection for your life. You can be right now, right, in a car, driving, right, and there's about to be an explosion in the future or something. Your higher self has the ability to see that explosion and for some reason make you to lose your wallet before you go out. Obviously, we've seen this, but let me explain what I mean, right? Your higher self is not limited by time. You need to be able to understand that time, right, is the fourth dimension itself. And now when you live on this density, you're not influenced by time. How do I know this? I practicalize it for myself. When I dream, bruh, I literally set the intention to ask myself in the dream, bro, is astrology real in the dream? I checked. It ain't real, bro. Don't get it twisted. It's here. We use this. These are virtues of time that affect this density. But in the dream, no, because I'm everything. But this is the thing. My point is this, right? I think I'm drifting away. My point is this. Your higher self, look at it this way. Just like how you are inside this atmosphere, right? Living in the earth. Your higher self is not in a literal sense, but you can look at it that way esoterically. Above time itself, above the atmosphere, above this time-space continuum, observing the future, your present, and your past. So in a situation whereby you might say you're seeing synchronicities now, this is how that works, right? It's a sign to just understand that you are like literally connected to your higher self already. But your higher self is trying to tell you. Your higher self is you. Don't get it twisted, right? But it's you that sees the future for you, sees the past for you, and does what is necessary to remove you from what is not important and put you into where is important, right? This is a magical thing. Imagine you're going somewhere in a car right now, and maybe an explosion was about to happen in the bridge or something. Your higher self would fuck up that situation. It's happened to me many times, right? In connection with my higher self, I can manifest anything I want. But guess what? It's like, it's just vibrating on that high state of being. So it's like lower density things don't please me that much. So it's like, I'm not even materially, it's like, but I just spend a lot of money on books. It's me. It's knowledge. This plane is so dense, I understand that there's more things going on in the higher planes. Because your higher self has its own higher self. And it has its own higher self. Alright? You feel me? So, faith, imagination, and belief. What do you understand about children? I love children, bro. Because I am a child. So they see that child in me and they're like, hey, Uncle Foster. I'm like, hey, youngin, what's good? I'm like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, ah, for sure. It be like that, my relationship with kids. Because they see auras. These people have third eyes. Children believe. They have faith. They can imagine miraculous things happen around children, right? I have little brothers, right? Miraculous things happen. I watch my brother grow. Miraculous things happen around children. I remember when I was young one time, my mom was kind of broke and some shit like that. I was like, how old was I? Like, what, 8? And she was like, I'm broke. I was like, you have money today. Bro, the money came back. I can't explain that type of shit, but I always had that faith, strong faith. This shit has protected me all the way in my life to now. My faith is so strong and powerful that I have my own mind. If you have faith in something, you believe in it and you can imagine it, it can come to fruition. Let me explain. You need to understand that all you have to do is to integrate yourself into, if I were my higher self, what would I be doing right now? The type of shit. But you need to understand first that your higher self sees the future, the past, and the present. So you need to understand that there's a part of you that actually sees the future of something or the future of your thoughts and can be like, oh, just show you 11:11 on the clock to make you say, okay, what am I trying to tell me? Okay? So anyways, children are powerful manifestors. Society turned us into adults and said it's cool. But in actuality, that only keeps us in the plane of the mind. When we have two other brains that are not being used, the heart and the gut, you're not using your intuition or your love. Love is the only way to connect with your higher self. If you like, pay all the money you have and go to this school, that school. If you don't know how to actually go below the horizon before you can go to the heavens, aka learn to connect with animals, nature, embrace the childlike nature of yourself, it's quite unfortunate that your manifestation powers might not be as strong as an individual who has a balance of a right and left brain, which is their childlike natures. Childlike natures is right brain natures. Children coloring, paintings, that shit is like, I love that, bro. That's me, bro. Look at this drawing I drew. Look at this beautiful drawing. I gotta show y'all this. I gotta show you all this, right? I ain't trying to brag or nothing. I just drew this yesterday. Right? You see how does this make you feel? This is the type of shit I love. And this is the type of shit that connects me with my higher self. If I take a compass and a pencil and I start to draw right now, right? And shout out to the person who sent me this book. Yeah, I got love for all of y'all. A lot of people send me things. Shout out to the person who sent me this beautiful book. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart because this is some valuable shit. But anyways, going further. If you can't inculcate a childlike nature into your life, it will be difficult for you to materialize things magnetically. It will be. You see people out there saying, oh, you just got to be a macho man. You say, oh, you got to do this to get this girl. Bro, no offense, right? But bro, I'm living like a kid every day. And I'm attracting girls too. I'm just a careful ass nigga with who I give my energy to. That type of shit. That you get it. You don't really have to do it that type. Bro, you can manifest anything into your life. You're way more powerful than you think. You are way more powerful than you think. You watching me right now. You need to understand that. Believe that shit and have faith. It's okay to not see results now. But guess what? Clothe that thought form in love. Clothe the thought form in love. Let it just clothe it. Which is keep reminding that thought. While you've thought about it, for every thought you've brought out, it doesn't have a body that's physical, but it is clothed in the atmospheric cloth, as the case may be. It's moving, going to where you want the thought to go, esoterically. So you need to protect that thought. Because there's so much shit going on out here. Protect it with love. It's not rocket science. But this is how I manifest a lot of things in my life. Money, success in this and that and that. I don't want to feel like I'm more special than anybody. Because I really am a product of suffering and experience. And so is a lot of us here. That's why we're here learning from each other. But in totality, right? I'm going to end this video on this note. It is possible to manifest anything into your life by understanding what it is that your higher self is. Understanding how it is to connect with your higher self. And understand where you might stand now in that place. That's all you literally need to know. Right? And then you're going to see things that I'm doing or people like me are doing that you might find fascinating to be powers you already had. A lot of you are waiting for superpowers. Right? Okay, listen. Imagine the superpowers came and now everybody's superpower. But you see Foster all being some brain matter shit, intelligent type shit. I'm bending my eye with my head, man. If you haven't connected to your higher self, bruh, you are gonna have to do it though. You have to. There's no escaping that school. You need to stoop low to conquer. So some of you are too big for your own damn selves. Even your higher selves is trying to connect you, and some of you are feeling too egoistic. God, what? You think this is rocket science? All right. What is being said, my people? I love you from the bottom of my heart, bottom of my soul. You feel me? Your higher self wants to communicate with you, but you need to. Once again, I don't know who you talk to, the people you keep around you. A lot of these energies play a part, but overall, the influence these energies have on you is your thoughts. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. So, sometimes isolating yourself or knowing how to be on your own can help you solidify a connection with your higher self. A lot of people don't read. Reading, right, not only enhances the connection with your higher self, increases your attention span too. But reading helps you to be quiet and to focus on something that is difficult to do and disciplinary. The effect of this cause, right, will be an enhancement of your crown chakra. Reading amplifies the crown chakra because it's silence. And when you're studying, If what you're reading is something that you connect with your higher self when you read. If you draw geometry, you connect with your higher self if you're drawing circles and squares. For every circle you draw, that's love. That's an emotional feeling. For every line you draw, that's logic. That's a masculine thing. This is ways I look at life. But this video is getting too long. The point has been passed across. And let who wants to hear this use this information as a valuable means of service to their spiritual growth. Connect with your children. Connect with children. Be a child. You are always a child. It's crazy as you look at entities, you see people giving entities power like, oh, Jezebel, succubus came to me in my dreams. Oh, the incubus came and he touched me. Oh.
Why is the shot of olive oil the perfect way to ring